Hey, everybody.
We're not used to being together.
We're really not. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to a belated week.
Yes.
Sorry we missed last
I
week.
know.
Episode of Talk to Me Sis. And we're together
We are together in a hotel room
in Los Angeles.
California,
Mhm.
out here for Emmy week. And finally we get to do one but
Together
in the same physical place. And we have no idea where this episode is going to go, y'all, because we were thinking when we were planning this that this was going to be a totally lighthearted, celebratory, let's recap the boys' Emmy presentation and just celebrate that huge moment in their lives. But it has been such a heavy week that we both feel almost a little weird talking about happy times and about celebrating the boys' accomplishments in the light of everything that's going on in the world.
And been going on pretty much all for a while now, but really, and we want to be realistic and fair, starting with, in June, with this political violence that's just coming into our country with the shooting of State Representative Melissa Hortman,
right? Yeah,
Melissa Hortman and her spouse in her own home in June. And then the school shootings, the Annunciation Church in Minnesota, the children and teachers in a Catholic church praying,
I know,
shooting. And
then, of course, this
little girl on the Charlotte
Arena Zarutska, I think, and then Charlie Kirk.
All of it is just
and it's
heavy.
just felt, even though for our two families this has been an incredible, amazing, wonderful week, and we have had so much fun with our kids, and it's been memories we won't forget, but still, we just don't want to start this podcast without
tone deaf. We're not being tone deaf.
And without saying that our hearts are broken for all those people, and just so sad about the way the world is right now and what's going on, and just praying for everyone. It just makes me feel sick inside to think of all the loss and all the hardship and just all the tragedy that's happening.
I know Wednesday in particular, there's the school shooting and Charlie Kirk in one day, and it was just
horrible.
I couldn't shake this feeling of fear. I actually was afraid. And walking around, and I'm not in my home city. I've got my son and my daughter with me, and we're just being vulnerable here. And it's like, it's just, how did we get to such a dark place in our country? And we're not political people. We're not out here doing that. We're not. We're just Americans living in America in 2025. And you guys, I remember, we grew up in the 80s. And I just remember seeing stuff like I see now. And I'm not saying we haven't had political violence, JFK, Martin Luther King. We have had it in our history. I'm not ignorant. But what's happening now feels different. It's more frequent. And I'm just trying to think, this is sort of the stuff when as a kid, I felt like I saw happening on TV, not in America. So, we talk about the divisiveness sometimes in the autism community with level 1,
level 3,
complex. Some parents don't like, the
what you can talk about, what you can't,
and everything, and that breaks my heart. And we talk about how can we unify our neurodivergent autism community. But it's bigger, guys.
How can we unify everyone? And I think it's just such a good wake up call to truly listen to people, be nice to people, think about someone else's perspective, where they're coming from, why they are the way they are, look out for each other, help each other. Like the Arena on the train, the fact that no one helped her, no one even ran over and picked her head up when she fell over. I just can't. I cannot wrap my mind around if one of my daughters was out and no one helped them. It makes me want to vomit. I can't.
In the last moments of her life, it's hard to imagine.
It makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up.
I don't know why I feel like sometimes our phones, we lose our humanity a little bit here, and everybody is so brave and so anonymous, or not anonymous, but has a weird handle. Why are we're losing our humanity?
For sure.
We need to be like this in a room with each other, and we don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. And we got to find the humanity, and we got to find love for each other, and just even respect. If we don't want to love each other, then just respect somebody's right to exist and have an opinion and live their life the way they want. But
And I think another
why
thing
are
that
we
really
hurting each
bothered me
other?
this week, is like the all or nothing thinking. I don't know. I'm 53. I've had 4 kids. I've been married a long time, and all of those experiences had made me realize nothing is ever completely black and white. Everything has nuance. Everything has a gray area. You've got to stop and think about the whys and the hows and where people are coming from when you parent in every close relationship and every friendship. When you're dealing with autistic people, you have got to stop and think about their perspective and where their behavior is coming from and the why of it. And I mean, if we would all just put that into practice in our everyday life, I feel like the world would be so much kinder and such a much happier place because and this is just a short story, and there was no ugliness in this interaction. It was not negative at all. So if the person who I had this interaction with hears it, there was no negativity in it. But I got a DM saying that, if you're going to post a story about one of these situations, you have to post about all of them. Well, just for me, and I'm just going to say it, I disagree entirely. Just because you posted about one thing or shared one thing does not mean you don't care about the others or are not mindful of the others. That is exactly the kind of thinking that is making people crazy. It's not all one way. I can agree with you on 3 of 5 things, and I can disagree with you on one and still love you to death and think you're the coolest person in the world. And we've got to get back to that. It's just, I'm sure I have so many friends who are so different from me, who don't think the same things, have the same ideals, have the same religious beliefs. And I don't care. I do not care. It does not matter. What matters is relationship and friendship and what we can learn from each other.
And just let's find the humanity. Let's find it again. Let's get out from behind these.
Yep.
Let's either put them down or um, just try to connect, because
Yes.
that's the only way it's going to change, is being face to face and interacting with people, and um, just respecting everybody's rights.
And, to bring it back to autism and the boys, it was so incredible watching, to just pull this back into a more positive space, watching the impact they had Sunday night at the Creative Arts Emmys and just watching them meet all these new people who they, had never met before. And just even when we went to rehearsal a week ago today, and we met the most precious gal backstage named Corey. And y'all, she does this all the time. She meets the highest level celebrities. She's in this world. This is what she does. And she was literally vibrating with excitement to meet Tanner and Connor and watching, and we will post about it later, but watching their interaction with her and watching how they impacted her day and how they made her feel. It was just the coolest thing. And it was like that with everybody. I mean, everyone they touched seemed to come away with a smile and a bigger perspective and just to be impacted in a good way. And I'm like, here these guys are out there doing it almost unaware. I mean, they're really not, you know, trying. They're just being themselves. And here they are. And I was like, God, why can't we all be more real like that?
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing to watch. And afterwards, when they were taking pictures and interacting and shaking hands and meeting people, it was the most beautiful thing to watch people's face light up when they would walk up and when they walked out on stage, and just to see everybody's attention go and the way that everybody just sort of had the same smile on their face. And I was like, this is a beautiful thing. It's because you can see the purity of heart, I think.
Absolutely. And I think, going at it from the lens and the t-shirt that all of us parents wear with neurodivergent
Yeah.
people in their lives, from a sensory perspective,
Oh.
I sat in bewildered awe
Oh.
in that audience to watch these 2 young men. I mean, I can think about really what made me think is when Connor was a little boy, we always loved music. His dad, Sam, and I, we would get up on a Saturday morning, we'd crank tunes, we'd dance around, make pancakes. And Connor, as a child, would sit and cover his ears and scream
Because he didn't like that.
and we were trying to have like what we thought was fun. And I just think about the music being loud and everything, to watch him
Oh.
with the bright lights the clapping, the cheering. He never liked a happy birthday song. He never liked attention. It just, just to see that, I guess to give hope. To give hope that I had a little boy who couldn't even listen to music in the comfort of his own
Tanner
home.
would retreat, from anything loud, anything.
And to see him with over 26 years, get to a stage where he could not only endure it, but act in it.
Yes, and perform.
And do some work in it.
Right.
And to stand there. So all of it to say is parents who are in the thick of it now, caregivers who are in the thick of it
give
now,
up.
stay the course.
Yeah.
And because that's what I was thinking of. I was just watching them and then to see all these people clapping for them and a microphone and their voice and screens.
Yeah, screens. I mean, because they could see themselves and that can be very distracting. But yeah, and I was thinking about this morning when I got up, like thinking about doing this episode of the podcast. Lise and I also are very aware that this is a really unusual moment in time for both of our families. The fact that number one, the boys got on the show and that the show has taken them all these different places and that they had this opportunity to present at the Emmys. And we are so grateful and aware that this is a very special privilege and that it was a very unusual thing that happened. But I hope that we are coming across like we are sharing this with the world because we want it to be a beacon of hope to say nothing's impossible. I never in a million years, in a billion years, dreamed that any of this would happen. I never dreamed Clemson Life would happen. And we were sitting there, we were holding hands, we were like clutching, just tears,
crying.
And they walked out, and I'm gonna cry right now.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh my God. I mean, he's walking across that stage, and for Tanner particularly,
a stage that I watched on TV for years,
and making eye contact and following social cues and looking at Connor and listening attentively, which that's very, very hard for Tanner. We had to pray. How many times do you think we practiced?
As soon as those boys
25?
touched down on last Saturday, it was a week ago Saturday, they got here. We kind of had to say, guys, this is sort of a business trip. This is a business trip.
And it really was. It was a responsibility. They had to do it. And we were in this hotel.
Here, working it.
Anna was the envelope girl, and Lise and I were the audience and the announcer.
Yeah, and I was trying to be obnoxiously cheering to see if they were going to trigger anything.
Yep. And we had them go over and over and over. And not only did they learn it and deliver it.
They made it their own.
They did. And they followed every cue. They followed every bit of direction. And for Tanner, one of the hardest parts for him with his auditory processing disorder, which I know I talk about all the time, but I really want people to realize that is what's going on for a lot of autistic people. For him, because Connor had the longer speaking parts, what Tanner tends to do when someone else is speaking for a long time is mentally check out. And he'll sit there and be attentive, or like maybe attentive is the wrong word.
Appear.
Yeah, he'll appear attentive, and he won't cause any disruption. He won't walk away. He won't do anything. But in his mind, he's no longer engaged and he isn't hearing you. So then he will miss the next verbal cue. So for him, this was a massive accomplishment because we talked, at length. We talked and talked and talked with them and without them about the importance of staying with Connor while he was speaking. And I said, Tanner, your body language towards Connor and the way you watch him talk, and you have to listen to what he's saying so you know when your next part is, because they went, it was Tanner, Connor, Tanner. And then Connor finished. So I said, if you don't listen to him, you won't know. So what an opportunity. Again, this was like another learning. Tanner got to learn a skill that is honestly, he's not great at, and it's very hard for him. If you watch him be a guest on other podcasts, you'll see it. He tends to check out when the verbal exchanges get too long or too involved for him. He won't do anything disruptive, but he will leave the room mentally. But I praised that kid. I was like, you did it, buddy. You listened. You kept your attention on him. You kept looking at him. You didn't look around. I was so impressed. And it was such an accomplishment
for me as well. I guess what and you guys hear me say it a lot, and a lot of people can't believe it, but Connor was a loner. Mm-hmm. Connor didn't really have friends, and Connor had siblings and a big family, mm-hmm. and me or my, his dad or my husband, Tony, But a true friendship, someone outside the family. And now Connor and Tanner are about 18 months now. Believe it or not, feels like we've known you for years.
For
but
years,
It's only been about 18 months of friendship, and they don't live around the corner.
Yeah.
To see Connor in some sort of way and I'm not trying to say this but I think you would get like a leadership role a little
and
bit.
he supported. He kind of
To
gave
support
Tanner
him. He
cues.
kind of gave him like a little physical.
A little pull on
And
the elbow or a pat on the back, like, let's move
love
over
to
here.
read that and to say, hey,
Oh.
Tanner, stick with me, and let's
That's massive.
it was
That's
huge for Connor.
massive.
So
Yeah.
we are sharing the win with all of you parents. I guess that's what we're really trying to say, is that this is our win
Right.
as a community.
This is a win for autism. Yeah, it is.
And to say that, we were sitting in those seats and in those school IEP meetings, and we were in all of that stuff with you, and really not knowing where it would land or where it would stick.
And, we missed a lot of family outings. We did not go to a lot of functions we wanted to go to. Tanner missed a lot of fun social events that all the other teenagers were doing. So many things were missed, but we still got here. And it just, I hope that brings, motivation and, helps you persevere and gives you, hope for the future, because I certainly never, ever, ever expected any of this. And just seeing, also, I think it's a good lesson and obviously you have to temper it with support, but letting our autistic kids have some pressure and letting them,
Get uncomfortable.
and get uncomfortable, because this was hard. This was a big expectation. And like for Tanner, like even, tight clothing, uncomfortable shoes, a bow tie, all of that, the sensory stuff of it. I just still can't believe it. I mean, I remember when he was little, so many things were flashing through my mind when he was walking up to that microphone. And I can see him when he was like middle grade school years in his Crocs, which were the only shoe he would wear because he had a foot that was like square, and his drawstring shorts because he couldn't stand a button, and no shirt, riding his four-wheeler in like 50 degrees when everybody else was freezing because his sensory stuff, he was always hot, and he couldn't stand anything tight or constrictive. And I'm like, that guy is now walking across the stage in a slim fit tux with fancy shoes and handling himself in front of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, miracles happen.
Yep.
Miracles do happen every day.
So
they really do.
We get asked a lot of questions. I actually got a DM really recently, this past week, and I'm actually going to message you and tell you that I'm talking about you. She feels that her son, she identifies with Connor a lot, and I think her son is 5, and just really, really almost wants my playbook of how I parented Connor. And my playbook, gosh, I just lovingly, and I've said this before, kind of made sure we made accommodations that were appropriate, but they were never going to be crutches. And
That's
I
a good way
think
to put it. I like that.
I wasn't going to ever give Connor a crutch. My goal was, how do I want to end this race for him is how I'm going to start it. And the way I'm going to end it is the world is most likely not going to give Connor a break in some things. There's going to be loud noises, but so in loving ways, not pushing to dysregulation. I do want to always clarify that this is not about sending them into a tizzy where they cannot do any growing or learning.
Right.
This is the optimal anxiety that I talk about all the time, but holding the bar where you think the world's going to hold the bar for them.
Right.
And then give enough support, but enough back off that they have to do a little bit. It hurts, guys.
It's
hard.
Yeah, it does.
It's hard to let your kids
struggle,
be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's hard to see them fall, but they got to skin their knees a little bit. And that's what I did. So specifics along the way, I can't really tell you, but he got uncomfortable. He got, he had natural consequences for things that I would have natural consequences for. So that was sort of,
and your other kids,
and my other kids.
Yeah, same.
And like I said, I had 4 kids. You may have a single child, an only child. You may have multiple kids. What is the standard that you were held to, or the one you're holding your neurotypical child to?
Yeah.
Hold them there, but with whatever support they need.
Right.
But come on. You can do it. You got this.
Yeah. With grace where they need it. Yeah.
That was sort of, I guess, my playbook. I don't know what else to say or whatever.
We were very similar. Very, very similar. Yeah.
So, that's how, I had an interesting conversation with Tanner this week, and I want to share it.
Yeah, do it.
Because we've been traveling a lot together, and Tanner and I
together for 9 days.
9 days is probably sick of me. For real.
No, what's so crazy? Not at all. And we haven't had, I mean,
it's been fine.
And like Anna, Connor, and Tanner, like it's like the 3
They're
of
all
them
hanging out
siblings.
now.
Yeah, it's like the 3 of them are siblings. They've gotten along beautifully. It's been great.
So Tanner and I, it's funny how sometimes we swap kids. So for some reason Tanner had to go to the bathroom, and I was gonna find the men's room with him, and Nicci was gonna go get our table at dinner with Connor. So off go Nicci and Connor, and I'm shepherding Tanner because we're in an unknown area trying to find restrooms. So we're both navigating, like, where are they? And we're looking together. And then he uses the men's room. We walk out, and he said, comes out, and I don't know what he was thinking. He said, Miss Lise, I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in luck? And I'm going to steal this line from my husband. So this is not a Lise original. I'm taking this from Tony Smith.
Tony Smith.
But I said, well, Tanner, I don't know. My overall opinion is no, I don't believe in luck. And I believe that luck is where preparation, and I don't know if my husband made this up, but it comes from my husband. If it's from somebody else, we'll give you credit if we find out. Where preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? So I said, because those are kind of a deep comment to make.
A lot of language.
So I said, Tanner, do you think it was luck that you got on Love on the Spectrum? Mm-hmm. And he said, yes, I do. And I said, I don't. I said, I think all of the years that you prepared and did your therapy and went to school and did everything you did to be the young man that the world met, that was a lot of work and preparation on Tanner's part. I'm not trying to downplay Nicci and the family.
I love that.
Tanner busted his ass.
He did.
And then there was this opportunity that we're finally getting, that these individuals with different abilities and neurodivergent are getting real opportunities, real visibility, real representation in this world. That we're finally, the world's ready and presenting the opportunity, and that preparation met that opportunity. That's why I think Tanner got on the show. I don't think it's luck. And Tanner and I have had some really cool conversations.
Very deep conversations. He's learned a lot this week, and Tanner tends to be we've been analyzing how Connor and Tanner process the world, and just it's so fascinating, like watching how their autism manifests in both of them. And Tanner is the most relational human being at his core that I have ever met. He's incredibly empathetic. Incredibly. He's extremely emotionally intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
I would say, and very aware. And everything for him is in terms of how someone's feeling, how it's going to impact the relationship. That's how he navigates through the world. And he's been fascinated since we've spent so much concentrated time together, eating together, going to bed at the same time, like watching their family dynamics. And it's been the most awesome learning.
Let's just tell them what happened.
No, I think, but like, and okay, yeah. So Tanner gets incredibly butthurt at any little thing because he is so empathetic. If I even raise my tone at him or speak forcefully, I don't have to yell, nothing. He gets this, it's the saddest little look too. It kills me because he looks like he did when he was little. This hurt puppy look on his face, and his eyes kind of get very green and they water, and he feels things so deeply. However, to be fair, he will hold a grudge. I mean, homeboy will stick it to you. And if you hurt his feelings, buddy, he's not getting over it anytime soon. And he'll play that tape in his head until he's talked about it enough. And that might mean you have to talk about it with him for 5 days. So
was it Monday night? I don't remember what night. It was early in the week.
It was early Tuesday night, because after America's Got Talent.
Tuesday night. We're human. We're traveling. We're jet lagged.
We're tired. I'm not sleeping normally, eating normally. Yeah.
No, we're just kind of out of sorts. And it was Tuesday night, and Connor.
Was that the Mexican restaurant?
Yeah,
right?
Connor. I don't know.
What did he even do? I don't know.
Connor gets in some moods sometimes, and he
copped a little attitude.
Copped a little attitude, and I think I'd been kind of navigating some of Connor's attitude. I mean, he was just in a mood. And it was to the point where I was just kind of done with it. And I leaned over the table and with gritted teeth, I mean, I was going to have a language. I was just like, I'm done with your fucking bad attitude. Stop it. And I just kind of said it like, stop.
Gritted teeth. Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's 26 years old and I'm his mom. So we were just like, I'm just done with your attitude. So
and Tanner's sitting like,
don't come at me with the bullets. I mean, this is how our family talks to each other. So you want to know how I parented him? I didn't candy coat. And he just looked at me and he goes, huh, and he huffed off to the bathroom.
Right. He was very irritated.
He took himself out of the situation, which was good because I probably needed a minute. He needed a minute. Tanner got up and went and followed Connor. And what was sweet is they came back and Tanner was rubbing Connor's back.
His shoulder.
And Connor came back. We paid the bill. We got back. Connor and I got back to the hotel. And I was like, look, I'm sorry I spoke to you like that at dinner. I just felt like you were kind of being a little ungrateful, a little rude, and just making an atmosphere for people. And I shouldn't have said that to you, but also you were sort of out of pocket.
Yeah.
So that was it. Connor and I hugged it out.
Fine. Done.
I honestly haven't thought about that night.
Yeah. Again.
Since.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, it's over.
Which does a massive difference between Connor and Tanner. So just like when we're thinking about how unique every autistic person is, yeah, Connor can have a moment like that.
We hugged it out.
Moved on and he's done.
We literally haven't thought about that night at all.
The tape will play for years.
Yep.
So this morning, Lise comes in the room to set this up. And what did he say to you?
He started talking about...
Yeah. Oh, Miss Lise, the other night when you and Connor got a little bit upset and talked harshly with each other. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And we had to go into deep conversation about expectations, about being fatigued.
I'm going to let you finish this really quick. Yeah. I think there's someone at this door, but I'm also going to go get the plug. So
yes.
You just carry the team for 2 seconds.
I got you. About fatigue, about expectations, about family dynamics, about the realities of traveling and how it makes you feel and how different people feel in different situations. And it was really fascinating. I could see his wheels turning and I could see the light bulbs going off in his head in a good way. And it was like that he was feeling comforted by the fact that other families have moments of discomfort and other families have moments where there's negativity between people that love each other and that they have a moment where they kind of lose it and say something they don't mean. But it was just fascinating to watch how that one very small interaction, it really was not a big deal at all. It was a very normal thing that happened. How that impacted Tanner and how deeply he's thinking about it and how much it meant to him that, Connor also has times where he doesn't have the best interactions with his mom, because if something goes wrong with Tanner and I, it will bother him for days. And that's not realistic. We talk with him all the time about that everyone has hard moments. Everyone has uncomfortable times, and you have got to learn to process it through, forgive the other person, love each other, and move on from it. And that's something we're really working on really hard with Tanner, because I'll be honest, it's a tough thing with him. It's really, really difficult. But so I was so glad that he was able to see a real life example of another family that he truly loves. I'm grabbing a plug. Another family that he truly loves, and see that it happens in their family too. And it's okay. And it doesn't mean that there's not love there.
No. And I mean, so I guess I was concerned that, is Tanner mad at me?
No, it's not that at all. It's that he's got to think about it and talk about it almost like a certain number of times before he can let it go, before it really cements itself with him. But I could tell by his body language and facial expression that he's actually comforted by this whole thing. He's actually glad to see that it isn't unique to us. You know what I mean?
Other families have issues.
And it's so funny because for Tanner, he'll say a hard time. He might cry and say, my mom and I had a hard day. And it could be that I said, Tanner, come on, hurry up in the bathroom. We've got to go. The Uber's here. To him, that could be a hard time, where somebody else might think that we had a screaming match or went to blows.
Right.
So it's just really interesting. It's just really interesting how his brain processes the world. And it's so crazy to me. He is the most feeling person.
Yeah,
that I
very
know.
sensitive.
He feels things so deeply. And we do have to be careful. My girls and I talk about that all the time. You have to be careful how you approach him. You have to be careful when there is a difficult moment or something you have to correct him on, how you say it, how you look at him, because it will hit him a lot harder than it will the average person. It really will.
And I think, talk about Connor and Connor's language deficit, which he has one. Connor, which I think is Anna and I were talking about it this week. I think it's hard for people to picture because Connor seems to have such a good command.
It is hard. It
of
is
vocabulary.
hard. Unless you spend a lot of time around him.
Connor
it's very hard.
Misreads
he does.
situations constantly. Constantly misunderstands. Or if I'm born and raised in the Northeast, and this happens even with my own husband, like culturally, I think we just have a more
direct
tone.
Yeah.
And sometimes my husband's like, whoa, what's your attitude? And I'm like, whoa, I was just asking a question. Right. I genuinely was like, what do you want for dinner? But I don't know. He heard like, what do you want for dinner? Like, what do you want? What do you want? And I'm like, no, I'm just, I generally think it's a cultural thing. My New England, my Northeastern people, New York,
Roots
New Jersey.
are coming out.
Like, do you feel me? I think people mistake us a lot.
Yeah.
And happens so much in my own family with my husband, like culturally, because he's from South Carolina, a little bit softer, of folk.
Yeah.
A little sweeter.
It is very different.
But sometimes Connor hears, I don't know, and I don't mean anything, but so there's just times where Connor completely misses the boat of what's going on and has this sort of out of pocket reaction. And it's happening a little bit more and more as we get into a few more professional situations with Connor. Connor, we've got some exciting things for Connor that we're going to be announcing this week. So I can't say anything yet, but I would just say, please look at Variety magazine. Any articles by Clayton Davis this coming week.
Yeah.
It could be early this week. We'd love for you to check out, and I'll be sharing. But as Connor gets into some more professional meetings and stuff, we are noticing that there's just a lot that he's missing.
Yeah.
And
it is fascinating with someone who has such a strong command and broad scope of language in his areas of interest.
Yeah.
And that's like such an important distinction, because what Connor loves and what he's interested in, he will outsmart you all day long, 365 days a year. He knows more than you do. And he does. He really does. But reading the room, understanding context, maybe understanding like the importance of something.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. No. And it's fascinating for me, the mother of an autistic person who's very different, and watching that and watching how Lise navigates it with him. I'm learning a ton, like how she supports him. It's I don't know. It's just, autism is so.
It's also varied and different with each one. But I was just thinking it might be fun. Would it be fun to just do some live DMs? Like,
yes,
do
it.
Yes. We really are excited. News, I don't know if I've shared it with everybody that I'm officially stepping back from my 9 to 5.
I'm excited.
Part of it is definitely we want to take this to the next level for you guys. We want to make it better. We're talking about a lot of things that we're going to do to improve this experience for you, for us to up our game for you, and make this someplace you really want to hang out.
Yeah.
But part of it is talk to me, sis. And would it be fun to just grab some like on the spot?
One. And while you're doing that, pick a couple. And so this week, for the lighthearted note, one thing we do want to shout out. So we have gotten to do some amazingly cool, fun things. We got to go to America's Got Talent and speak with Howie Mandel and Sunny in the Black Pack. And we met Mel B. She was so kind. So sensitive.
Oh, guys, let's just tell her.
So sensitive to the
Mel
boys.
B, Scary Spice, but Mel B is a judge on America's Got Talent. She was one of the Spice Girls. Beautiful. I had like a mini fangirl moment when she walked by.
In her pink dress and her boots.
She looked great. And her security guard like yelled at me.
Did he really? I think I didn't see that.
He yelled at me.
What'd you do?
You don't know how much I loved the Spice Girls, guys. Like Loved him. I dressed up as Posh Spice Victoria Beckham for Halloween one year. Like, I wanted to be a Spice Girl. I thought I was. I'm so not.
I think you are.
If you've seen Abby's Instagram where I'm karaokeing, you know for a solid fact I have no talent. But Mel B walked into the room and I got starstruck. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Karen Spice. And her security guard came up to me and goes, you need to calm down.
I did not. I must have been talking to one of the boys.
You were talking to my daughter.
Oh.
And I was like,
oh my God.
I
got reprimanded.
I got yelled at by Mel B's security guard.
That's so funny.
I felt like such an asshole.
But to her credit.
So back to her. But I did get freaking, I got popped on the hand.
Hilarious. And I missed that whole interaction.
Yeah.
That is
and
so
I'm
funny.
over there just sitting in a corner in timeout.
Lise is like, oh my God.
No, I was a jerk.
So as she was, we kind of met her, and as she was going by us, she was about to walk in and we were behind her. She turned almost like it was like an afterthought that she had. And she goes, now it's going to be really loud in there and a lot of flashing lights
me and Nicci.
To us as mothers, like mother to mother. She goes, are they going to need headphones? Like it occurred to her, this is going to be a lot for two autistic guys. Are they okay? And I was like, okay, you've won. In my book, you're a queen. I will forever. Just the fact, I mean, she's going to host. She's got camera and makeup.
She's going to work.
She's going to work.
She's going to work.
And like, what are we to her? But she was so kind and so personal.
So
as to stop,
concerned.
yeah, and think, wait, are these boys going to be okay in here? Because
she's like, it gets really loud because it's sometimes it's too much for me. So that was sort of the end. And I felt like a jerk that I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about it either.
Hi, mom over here.
Oh, it's all right, I think.
No clue. So we get in, it was loud, and the boys seemed to be coping. So we get to our seats. I am not kidding. They start off the show, whatever. The first break, Mel B came over with somebody from the back with some little packs of earplugs for the boys.
I know.
She not only
thought about it,
asked us, she went and got them earplugs. So
that was nice. That was really nice.
Mel B.
Yeah,
thank you.
Shout out. She was one who really.
I'm sorry, I was a jerk when I first saw you. I didn't do anything weird.
I don't think she would.
I just got a little.
I think that was just her security detail's job to be hard on you. I bet she would have loved it.
Although for the rest of the night, every time I saw him, I was like, I've just given him up.
And
he's doing his job, but I was like,
whatever. Really cool, famous people that we also met. Okay,
not going to name names.
I want to name names. Can we name names?
If you want to name,
I want to name the names. So
Simon Cowell was awesome.
He was nice, yes.
Awesome.
But because I love to shout out good people. I like to shout out people who really go the extra mile.
So Howie, Simon, and Mel.
Howie, Simon, and Mel were amazing. And then later in the week, we got the opportunity to be guests on another podcast. We can say it, right?
Oh, yeah. They're great.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I thought we were.
We've already had it on social media.
Yeah.
So the boys and us are going to be guests on Tish and Brandy Cyrus's podcast. Sorry, we're Cyrus. I don't know the date yet, but they'll put it out. Y'all.
Down to earth.
Unbelievable. Like, I mean, it's Miley Cyrus's family. I don't know what I expected, but I was just expecting it to be a little bit more maybe stiff and formal, and like that they would sort of be like, hi, how are you? Nice to have you here. We're glad. Oh my gosh. Felt like
I was walking into an old friend's house.
Oh, absolutely. And they're barefoot, they're chilling.
Jeans, feet on the furniture.
The huggiest, nicest people. Tish is from Kentucky, and she has that very warm Southern mom energy. Brandy could not have been nicer.
Oh, gorgeous.
I'm not
natural beauty.
Natural, all of them, stunningly beautiful. And they were just as casual and down to earth and loved on the boys. They totally got the little areas where they needed to give a little extra grace, and they laughed about it. And, they were totally cool with it.
So good.
And we just talked to like moms. And I mean, they really could not have been nicer or more down to earth or easier to be with. Yeah. And there was a surprise at the end, which we won't tell about. But
no air of any kind of anything.
You would never have known that they've experienced any kind of extra privilege or any kind of extra notoriety. You never have known it. They were just as normal as anybody.
It really was.
It was so cool. Like, that just impressed me so much, because I was like, dang. I mean, if they wanted to be, they have they've had everything, but you would never know it.
No, they were amazing to us.
Yeah,
so
they
good.
were so kind.
And great to the boys. And
And
we had a great
That's going to
afternoon
be a
with them.
fun one. That's going to be a
There's
cute podcast.
There's a fun surprise. But
Yeah,
we won't
say that part because that part's really cute. At the end of that podcast, if you watch that podcast, don't turn it off early because the end part is going to be the best part.
It was super cool. The boys were very excited.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, sorry. DMs. Like, let's go over here.
Yeah,
Let's talk to our people. Let's get with our people. All right. Let's see. Let's go over here. Hang on a second. What am I doing? Am I here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just see.
Let's
look at one. Okay. That's our friend.
Somebody we know.
Let's see.
Are these all just story replies?
Might just be story replies, which people are so happy for us. We love it. Okay, let's see. Let's go to these requests. Let's see.
Yeah, those might be more.
Oh, who's this? So let's see.
Oh, is that more about?
Okay, yep. Yeah. Well, so far this is going great.
All right. Thought we were doing a great thing.
Okay, well, this is just a fun girl one. Let's just do it. Lisa T. We'll just go Lisa T. You did. Love you guys.
Oh,
thank you. Where did you get your dresses?
Okay, that's a fun girl talk.
That's a fun one.
We got them from the same place, didn't we?
We did.
Lulu's.
Lulus.com.
Yeah, LULUS.com. Very affordable, very quick shipping, reliable place if you just want an affordable dress for a formal occasion.
And like Nicci's was super fun. There was one on Lulu's I wanted that kind of had feathers coming off the sleeves, but it was not my size.
Yeah.
But
they were both from Lulu's.
They were great. That was a
and
fun,
very comfortable. And I didn't have to wear a bra, which was because of all those ruffles. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Skinny girls.
No, flat girl. Itty bitty titty girls. Girls with no boobs left after breastfeeding the world.
Oh my gosh, hysterical. Okay, here we go. Vanessa P. We're just going to keep your privacy a little bit here. I just wanted to message you and let you know that I'm a mom of 3 living in Canada. Love Canada. Canada loves the boys.
Canada, you are killing.
You guys rock in Canada. And my eldest son, who is 8 years old, has high functioning autism. I'm using her words. This is what she's saying. This is great, Vanessa. I've never stopped fighting for him and being his biggest advocate. That's right, Mom. Your boys give me so much hope that we can truly accomplish anything we set our minds to, and you guys rock. Vanessa, thank you.
Thank you.
That's why we're out here.
And that's why we're doing.
And it's that scrappy mom attitude.
I love that.
I think we both have
that for sure.
Definitely.
You have to be scrappy to be an autism mom.
You do.
And all the moms that we've interviewed have that. Every single mom we've interviewed on this podcast has that.
Yep. Okay. Okay, this is just a show request.
Yep, Danny and Henry, that would be interesting.
Yeah, Danny and Henry would be
very.
First of all, Henry, can we talk about Henry?
Let's talk about Henry. Oh, we got to see him this week. Danny was out of town, bless you, but we did get to see him. That's Danny Bowman's current partner, boyfriend, whatever,
partner, boyfriend, whatever. I don't know what
he is.
They call each other
the nicest
man.
He is courteous, kind, considerate, gracious. He's a lovely guy, and could not be happier for Danny. He's wonderful.
Wonderful guy. So also Christine Romeo had a party for the cast.
Abby's mom.
Everybody was invited.
Everyone was invited.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Everybody was invited. It was a Monday night in Los Angeles. Now, had it been a regular Monday night in my life, I certainly wouldn't have been at the party
either.
Because I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
We're saying this because people made some rude comments about only certain people being invited.
It was not the case.
Everybody was ever. And just so people know, every single event that happens, like
this cast is like a family.
They are. And like a lot of things are not dictated by us. I mean, it's like what Netflix or Love on the Spectrum, like there's parameters for things, but anything that is like initiated by the cast, they always want everyone to come. But we live all over the freaking country, and everybody has different stuff going on, and everybody has different jobs and different family commitments and different personal stuff. We can't all be everywhere at the same time.
So what was interesting is because Danny couldn't come, Henry and Danny's Uncle Patrick came. Danny and Sandy, which was funny, they were in Atlanta doing. So it's like Danny and Connor swapped coasts. So anyway, so that was cool. But yeah, it would actually be cool to have Danny and
Henry's, to talk about like a neurotypical autistic relationship. We'll do that. We'll do that.
That's a
He's
great idea.
the coolest. We love Henry, huge fans.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. I'm just going to read it. Should we just read it? We don't even know what it's about.
We
We're
don't
just
know.
gonna read it.
We don't know.
See where this goes. This is Ryan D. Okay, Ryan, I don't know. I'll see what you're saying. Good evening, ladies. I had to reach out and just let you know how much knowledge you have given me about autism and the spectrum. Okay. I listen to every podcast episode and cry practically every time listening to these amazing stories. You'll probably cry about the Emmys we did. That you and your guest share. I am 21-year-old neurotypical. A 21-year-old neurotypical male listens to this.
But have worked with kids on the spectrum for almost 7 years. Okay, Ryan.
Since you were a young teenager?
Oh my God.
The things that I learned from you, amazingly badass women.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. We'll take it. We'll take it.
I got yelled at by a security guard. It's pretty badass. Thank you for everything you're doing, and I hope you realize how many people you impact. Much love to you and your families. Thank you, ladies, for always giving your honest selves. It's so hard to find these days. Amen, Ryan.
Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. I got chills.
I know, and I had not seen that.
21-year-old male.
Thanks, Ryan.
Watch and talk to me, sis.
Like, that is so sweet.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to write
that nice message. That's so cool.
I love that. Okay, should we just go another one in? You pick one of these. You just go.
Okay. Kaylee R.
Let's not read too. Let's just go.
Hi, ladies. I'm a new listener to your podcast, and I'm sure you'll never see this message. We see you, Kaylee
See
R.
you.
But there's something I really admire about both of you and love to ask you about. I'm a mom of 2-year-old twins. My daughter was diagnosed with autism in May. There are an endless number of things that I worry about. One of these things is her brother. I really admire how Connor and Tanner's siblings seem to be so well adjusted. I wonder if there are any intentional things you did in raising them that made sure they didn't feel a little pushed to the wayside when their siblings required more attention. My daughter goes to therapy every week. We have in-home services. She has additional appointments. Kaylee, we have lived your life. We take time together every day to work on skills she is struggling with. I worry so much her brother will eventually notice this and feel left out. I love them both so much and want him to know that he is just as important as his sister, even though his needs aren't as great. Okay, Kaylee. Number one, we love you. And these are so cool. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're hitting on such good messages. I mean, like, they're so.
Yes.
First thing, go back and listen to the sibling episodes. Kaylee, if you see this, and we'll message you that we answered it. But go back and listen to the
sisters and the brothers.
The sisters and the brothers, and you can hear it from them. You can hear it from the adult siblings themselves. They can tell you how they feel, which I think is huge.
And how they felt.
But, and honestly, you know what? Your little boy is going to feel a little left out.
It ain't going to be perfect.
It's not going to be perfect. He is going to feel like she gets more attention and like the pendulum swings toward her a little bit more. But he'll be okay. He'll be okay. I firmly believe from the bottom of my heart, it will make him more compassionate, more kind, more empathetic. It will make him more aware of other people's needs and more aware of like the importance of teamwork in a family. And it will be okay. I've had to sit with all three of my others at different times and apologize to them for being short with them, for missing something, for not seeing their need because I was so consumed with Tanner's needs. And every one of them has forgiven me wholeheartedly. And it has opened up a deeper level of our relationship. And in the weirdest way, because it doesn't feel like it while you're in it, it ends up being such a blessing. But it is not perfect. But I would really encourage you, Kaylee, do not beat yourself up about it. Tell him you love him every day. I would say, tell him, I realize that your sister takes a lot of my time. I want you to know that I see you and I see that I am spending more time, but this is the why. And talk to him like an adult about it. What else would you say?
I would say, not a well-known fact, but I am the sibling of somebody with a disability, a physical disability. So I grew up as the sibling who didn't get a lot of attention because my parents needed to be with my brother. It's my older brother. And then there was me and my little sister. And I quickly turned into like the caregiver to my little sister because we were getting left with aunts and uncles. And honestly, never once Did I feel resentful because I was raised that this is a family and we're all just on the team?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I feel like it actually made me a much more empathetic adult. Now, to then end up to be a parent in that situation, I just kind of pulled pages out of my mom's book. And you do what you can where you can. But I just think my kids, my 3 neurotypical children, if I like to do that because I don't, whatever.
No,
They're my
that
3 other
means, yeah.
kids. I think they are just some of the most
They are.
incredible people
They are.
who are just accepting of everybody and want to include everybody. And I think Connor was one of the best gifts to our family for so many reasons, but also it wasn't just always about just them or one person. So I think just your family, your team.
Yep.
And I always said I have 100% to give. So there's sometimes Connor got 75% and 25% was divvied up between the rest of whoever was standing there.
Right.
So give yourself some grace. Go listen to the kids, and I promise you, it will all work out. And I think they become just such decent adults.
They do. They do. There's my kids have like a fiercely protective side, not just for Tanner, but for anybody.
Yep.
Anybody that they see getting picked on, anybody that they even see as just struggling in any way, they're gonna reach out. They're gonna be there for them.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think it ends up being one of just the most massive blessings, and I feel like it opens you up and makes you just so much more aware. Like you're looking for that person that needs extra attention, that needs extra support in a way that maybe you wouldn't be if everything had been so easy and that everybody had just flown. And, honestly, too, I didn't think this at the time, but I look back and there was language warning it, no room for any bullshit either. Because I would be like with my other 3, like, this is what it is. Like, your brother has greater needs than you. And that's just the reality. His needs are greater than yours. I have to give him this because without it, he's not going to make it. You might. And I think that might sound harsh, but I think it's the reality. I was always amazed after having Tanner, like with Midge and Maverick, who came behind him, watching. I wasn't aware of it with Taylor because she was before him, watching how much they learned that I didn't teach them, that they just absorbed, they just did it. I didn't teach them. They just absorbed it from the environment and from Mark and I. But looking at Tanner, like literally every single skill had to be taught. Every single routine and thing that he learned how to do, we had to teach and teach and teach and teach and teach and support. So they will be okay. They really will. They'll be okay. And so your other kids are going to make it, and it's going to make them better people.
And I mean, also too, it's always fair to say, you do carve out time for like a bedtime story or this or that. I mean, you do. You do, but I mean, I think the overarching thing, it wasn't always an easy, even split. So,
and don't feel bad about leaving your special needs or your autistic child with a grandparent, with a babysitter, with your spouse, with your helper, partner, whatever, so that you can go spend that time with your neurotypical child, because that was a hard thing for me too, a lot of guilt. I never wanted to leave Tanner out, but I did start to realize as they all got older, because he couldn't tolerate noise and he couldn't tolerate a lot of overstimulating environments, but the other kids wanted to go, whether it was a concert or a basketball game or whatever it was, and he didn't care. He did not care. He didn't feel left out. And as long as I left him with someone safe that loved him, he wasn't feeling bad about it at all. It was just me putting it on my own head. So sometimes it's okay. Let them stay home in their quiet, comfortable routine and take your other ones to the ones that they want to. And those things will resonate. It will stick. They'll remember that you did that. They will.
Yeah. And one more, and then we got a little surprise for you at the end.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Diane M. Hello, ladies. Just want to say how much my husband and I love your podcast. We do not have a neurodivergent family member, but we enjoy watching Love on the Spectrum and listening to the podcast. Thank you, guys.
So sweet.
It has taught us so much and given us so much more empathy.
Love it.
Lise was wondering when House of the Dragon comes back, would Connor consider doing a podcast recap? Yes, we'll do it on Car Rides with Connor. Yes.
And maybe even here, because there might be some that I can't do
you guys,
in October. Let Connor
if you ever want Connor as a guest show host.
Yes.
And if you want to send DMs and you want Connor to break down 80s movies or House of the Dragon,
get ready.
First of all, Connor and I are watching Chief of War right now. If I didn't have him, there's so much I would miss. And there was so much that I wouldn't understand.
Because he gets it.
Oh, who's here?
I hear
Hold on a minute.
I hear a knock on the door.
There's a knock on the door.
Might be somebody kind of cool.
Who could it be?
Who could? Oh, America's Got Talent. I love it.
You want to jump here, Connor? And do you guys want to?
Yeah, you want them in the chairs?
We're gonna let these guys finish up the.
Okay, Tanner, you want my chair?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want your chair, please.
Tanner, you're just talking to video.
Okay.
The Talk to Me Sis.
This is Mom
subscribers
podcast people.
Okay.
Why don't you guys tell them what the Emmys experience was like for you?
Okay.
What was like, Connor, you want to start? Like, what was it like for you being on that stage?
For me, it was huge. It was monumental, like a huge turning point in my life.
Same with me.
Yeah.
It was great. You guys crushed.
Yep.
Tanner, what the question that I had, one thing I noticed with both of you, when you walked on the stage with the bright lights and all the people clapping, did that make you nervous at all?
No, it did not, because I know we did a good job smiling and waving, and I did a good job putting my hands on my hips.
You did. What did you pay Connor? A lot of what?
I paid Connor a lot of attention.
A lot of attention.
And I didn't space out and stimming with my fingers.
You did it. You
Yes,
did amazing.
I did, Mom. I paid good attention to you, Connor.
Thank you.
I didn't space out.
Yeah, you did.
It was amazing. You guys look like professionals up there.
Yeah.
You really did. So tell us this week, we've had such a special week together. What would y'all say has been your favorite thing we've done or person we've met this week?
One of my favorite things that we done is go to the Sunrose yesterday, and my three favorite people who I met there were Jessica, Jen, and Jason.
Oh, okay. You enjoyed that.
Yeah, because Jason, he has a cool accent.
Okay. What about you, Connor?
Your favorite experiences?
I think my favorite experience was seeing the Emmys, like going to it actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of with like behind the scenes?
Yeah, going behind the scenes.
Who did you see in the crowd?
Will Ferrell, Sarah Silverman,
Yeah.
Bill Burr, and
Bill Hader.
Yep.
I didn't see Bill Hader, but I did see Alan Cumming.
And I think Jimmy Kimmel was out
Jimmy
there.
Kimmel was out
and-
there.
He was, Mom?
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
You didn't see him? Yeah, maybe he
I think
wasn't.
he was out there, yeah.
He won. He won one.
And Connor, when all the people, when you were a little kid, clapping and singing and all that used to really upset you, how did you manage up there on the stage?
I don't know. I guess I just grew up as a person.
I love that answer, Connor. That's a great
awesome.
answer. It took a while, but you got there, right?
Yep.
I love it.
That's awesome. Well, listen, we just wanted to surprise everybody with you two handsome faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you guys doing tonight? You want to share with everybody
what you're doing tonight?
We're going to the Emmys party.
Netflix.
A
party.
Netflix party.
Yeah, and tonight you guys don't have to speak, do you? It's just party, right?
Right.
And we're gonna get dressed up.
We're gonna dance.
They got some great outfits. Can't wait to show what they're wearing tonight.
Can we dance and cut a rug?
We can, Miss Lise. We can dance tonight. We can dance tonight.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I'm all danced out.
You're all danced out. Okay.
Mom, come on. I don't have to dance if I don't want to.
No,
You
you
don't
don't
have
for
to
sure.
dance if you don't
And
want
they
to.
probably have some good food.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
good
there'll be
food.
some cool people to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, we can just people watch too. I'm all about that.
That'll be super fun.
Look at people's outfits and just chat and talk to people. That'll be fun.
Excellent. Well, cool. Well, we just wanted you guys to pop on and say hi to everybody
Yeah.
and thank you guys for a fun week.
It's been so much fun.
It's
We've
been so
had a
much
blast,
fun.
haven't we?
Yeah.
Good time.
Tanner,
And
what's the best thing you've eaten this week? Think back, all the things we've eaten, some good things. What's your favorite thing?
Pizza and lasagna.
Okay, pizza and lasagna. What about you, Connor?
Let's see. The favorite things we've eaten. Let's see. There was that. There was the front yard.
Oh,
that was good.
Oh yeah, hey, I liked it at the front yard too.
Wait, what did you order, Connor? I'm drawing a blank. What did you-
Pasta bolognese.
pasta. You got the pasta. Oh, we've had some good
I have to
pastas.
say, you can't always forget just a good In-N-Out burger.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Connor, do the impression. Say it. I want it.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
Yeah,
Got that so good.
we got a hamburger from In-N-Out.
Anyway, well, listen, guys.
This has been a fun one.
It's
And we're
been fun.
excited.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, we're all in our jammies on a Sunday in the hotel,
but we just wanted to catch up. And thanks everybody for the nice comments and supporting and cheering these guys on. It is really, it's just to see everyone love on them is unbelievable. It's
we
hard to put into
appreciate
words.
it.
Yeah.
So proud.
That's about, that feels good, Mom. That feels
Okay,
good.
Excellent. Well, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in this week.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thanks for hopping on, T.
You're welcome.
And we're looking forward to next week's episode.
Yeah.
Really quick before we go, if you are in Clemson, the last weekend.
Oh my gosh, yes, we almost forgot.
The last weekend in September.
September 28th.
These guys.
Yep.
And us and Vernon Jackson.
Yep.
We're hosting the gifted event. This is the Autism Barber. He was on our show. He's amazing. Please go to thegiftedevent.com if you want to register your child for a haircut.
Yes.
Or if you want to donate. We will also be hosting a meet and greet
From 4 to 7 at TD's.
Okay.
Downtown. The haircuts are happening at Hair South, which is on College Avenue, downtown Clemson. And then TD's is a sports bar right across the street, 4 to 7 p.m. But to come meet them and get a picture,
got to donate at the door.
You got to donate at the door. $15 minimum.
$15 minimum.
And there will be a QR code you can scan to do that. And these guys will be there for interaction and picture after donation.
We really just believe in Vernon's work.
He's doing an amazing thing.
And his mission, and we want to support him. So,
and if you know someone who has a child that can get to Clemson in that afternoon that needs a haircut, that struggles with haircuts, they're free.
They're free.
Yeah,
we're here. We want to help you out. That was always a rough thing for you, right, bud?
Yeah.
So we know the importance of it. Come on out and support them. Meet us. We'd love to see you.
September 28th. Yep.
September 28th.
I think it'll be September 28th, Mom.
Yes.
Be Carmen be at T's.
Yes.
I'm so excited, Mom. Will Jack and Ann be able to come? What about Tony?
I don't know, but we'll for sure be us.
Mitch will be
there.
there.
Mitch will be there.
Okay.
Mitch will be there.
Well, listen, this is it.
We're done.
We love
That was fun. That was fun.
That's it. Love you, mean it.
Love you. Love you.
Love you, mean it.
Bye.
Bye. Lastly, everybody, if you liked hanging out with us today, do us a favor, hit the follow button, leave a rating, or drop a quick review. It helps more than you know. And if you really loved it, send it to a friend who needs to hear this. And if you're interested in sponsoring a future episode, please send us an email at talktomesismail@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and love you, mean.